Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and very good morning to all of you. I hope you are safe and sound. Welcome to Melly's Telegram classes. This is the grammar lesson for advanced level. Now that we have talked about adjective clauses, the markers and types of adjective clauses, today we're going to talk about the reduction of an adjective clause to adjective phrase. To reduce means to make smaller. So whenever we reduce an adjective clause, we make it smaller. When we reduce an adjective clause, it is known as a reduced adjective clause or adjective phrase. So, what is an adjective phrase or a reduced adjective clause? An adjective phrase is the reduction of an adjective clause which modifies a noun or pronoun. Just like an adjective clause, an adjective phrase also modifies or talks about or gives more information about a noun or pronoun. It is also called reduced adjective clause. Adjective clause can be changed into adjective phrase under the following conditions. Remember, you cannot change every adjective clause to adjective phrase. There are some certain rules and conditions that you have to observe while reducing an adjective clause. Number 1. Remove the relative pronouns and the form of be if there is any. The first thing you have to do is remove the relative pronoun. And if there is a to be verb, remove it as well. For example, the boy who is playing cricket is Ali. Now in this sentence, the adjective clause is who is playing cricket. If you want to reduce it to an adjective phrase or reduced adjective clause, you have to first remove the relative pronoun. And since we have a to be verb here, remove it as well. What do we have? The boy playing cricket is Ali. Who is playing cricket? It is an adjective clause. But playing cricket is an adjective phrase. Remember, the meaning is the same. There is no difference in the meaning. Let's have some more examples. The teacher who was teaching us was very kind. Who was teaching us? As I told you, you have to remove the relative pronoun and the to be verb. So what do we have? The teacher teaching us was very kind. Next, the man who is controlling Melly is very smart and intelligent. The man controlling Melly is very smart and intelligent. Number 2. If there is no be form of the verb in the adjective clause, relative pronouns are removed and main verb is changed to its ing form. As you all know, we do not always use to be verbs in sentences. Sometimes we have other verbs. If there is no to be verb, you simply need to change that main verb into its ing form. For example, the teacher who teaches English is intelligent. So what is the adjective clause in this sentence? Who teaches English. And if we see, there is no to be verb in this adjective clause. Now you just need to change teaches into its ing form, which is teaching. The teacher teaching English is intelligent. The man who taught us at Melly was so smart. Who taught us at Melly? Remove who and change taught into teaching. The man teaching us at Melly was so smart. Do not get confused in this. It's okay to say teaching for taught because all the verb forms have only one ing form. If it is past, present, or whatever. Number 3. If the verb of the adjective clause is in passive voice, it remains unchanged in the adjective phrase. So the rules that we have studied up to now are for active voice. Now in passive voice, the verb form remains the same. You cannot change the verb form. For example, the house which was built in 2000 is still new. In this sentence, the adjective clause is which was built in 2000. And if you see, we have used passive voice here. Now here, you just need to remove which and was and do not bring any change in the form of the verb. So how will we say it in adjective phrase? The house built in 2000 is still new. Next, the class which is taught by Ahmad is interesting. So you just remove which and the helping verb, and taught will remain the same. The class taught by Ahmad is interesting. Number 4. We can also reduce non-restrictive adjective clause to adjective phrase without removing commas. Now, up to now, we have been talking about restrictive adjective clauses. But if there is a non-restrictive adjective clause, you can also reduce it. But remember, there is no need of removing the commas. For example, Mr. Karimi, who is the director, is so kind to his employees. Now in this sentence, the adjective clause is who is the director, and if you see, it's a non-restrictive adjective clause, because I've told you when the antecedent is a proper noun, the adjective clause is usually a non-restrictive adjective clause. So here, you just need to say, Mr. Karimi, the director, is so kind to his employees. There is no need of removing the commas. You just drop who and is. Next example, Walid, who is sitting in the office, works hard. Walid, sitting in the office, works hard. We have just dropped who and is. Number 5. If the adjective clause contains the main verb have, we replace it with the preposition with instead of changing it to ing form. Sometimes have is used as a main verb, and it means to possess something. In that case, you need to remove have and instead of that use with. For example, the boy who has black hair studies in my class. Who has black hair? Has is the main verb and it means to possess. Here, you just need to remove it and instead of it use with. The boy with black hair studies in my class. Do not say, the boy having black hair. The teacher who has a lot of classes will be given extra money. Who has a lot of classes? Remove who and change has to with. The teacher with a lot of classes will be given extra money. Number 6. Use having plus verb 3, which is also known as perfect participle, for changing perfect tenses. Now if there is a perfect tense, and as you know in perfect tenses we use to have verbs plus verb 3, you just need to change the to have verb into having, and the third form of the verb will be the same. For example, the teachers who have taught their classes can go early. Who have taught their classes? Here we have plus third form of the verb. You just need to remove who and change have to having. The teachers having taught their classes can go early. Having taught is also known as perfect participle. Next example. The students who have failed the semester cannot sit in the next class. The students having failed the semester cannot sit in the next class. Remember, an adjective clause in its objective case cannot be reduced to adjective phrase. This is a very important point. You can only reduce an adjective clause in subjective case, not in objective case. And as you all know, in objective case, only deletion of pronouns is possible, and we've talked about it. This concludes our session for today. Do not forget the exercise that you have to perform after watching the same video. Remember, this is just a short version of our today's lesson. The very lesson is taught in complete details in our regular classes. Thank you.